Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the September Clash Playoffs. I am your host, RGCommander, reporting for duty. Joined alongside me, my faithful sidekick, Ryan. Ryan, welcome to the stream.
Hello, everybody. Good to be here, and we have an exciting game here between GrayGhost and Clinton for the semifinals of the September Clash in November.
Yes, we have decided to eschew the monthly tournament and just kind of stretch it out and finish it really whenever we feel like it. So before the game started, we did do the coin toss. GrayGhost did win the toss, electing to go first. You see the draft is coming out hot and heavy here. We started off with Akuti. Clinton responds with Yami Hogasai. And then GrayGhost brings Shafathi and Kenwi as his roundouts.
Here we go. Gonna be a fun day for Commander.
So GrayGhost is bringing a mono yellow deck. I don't know why you would bring. Well, actually, with what Clinton's shown, I don't know why you would bring Kenwi again when your other options appear, because her ability only really protects her from attack unless you're just looking to manipulate the board. We should talk about the objectives. We have Tamer and Double Kill on the board here, so there is a very kill-heavy focused game, so I'm a little bit surprised that we didn't see Habarat or, well, I guess Shafathi is out, so maybe you don't want to see Cythero as a double mage. Could be a little bit risky for the opening. Speaking of Cythero, however, Clinton is going to bring in Cythero as his third, Korhoff as his reserve. So Clinton has a very, very aggressive deck, whereas the reserve hero for GrayGhost was, it looks like Habarat. So Habarat will come in order to replace someone.
Now, in terms of Kenwi does have 3 Nourishes and 3 Snowblinds in her list, so I think that actually makes a lot of sense for this matchup.
Yep, we're going to go ahead real quick and just tint those yellows so that we can see here. Looking at the board, Clinton's heroes and minions will be in the red. GrayGhost will be in the yellow, despite the fact that he is the blue player. That's going to be unbelievably confusing. All right.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, well. So, go ahead.
Now, I want to take this opportunity for, if there's anybody who hasn't joined us before, to kind of explain the overlay in HUD so they know where to look for all the information. On the right side of the screen, you will see GrayGhost heroes. It'll show their HPs, and there'll be a number next to it that shows the amount of mana they have remaining. It will also show leads there. The vertical orientation indicates lead from hand, and horizontal indicates lead from deck. And hero conditions will also be shown there as well. Above that, you will see a number 6, which is the cards in hand that will update with the actual cards in hand. On the other side of the screen, you will see Clinton's heroes, and all the information is there the exact same way. The top right, you will see the turn number, and on the top of the screen, you will see the victory conditions.
Yep, and let's see. Also, the last piece of information we do want to review for this particular game is the outsider selection. GrayGhost did bring the Silent Ambassador. She's not quite on the screen. She's a little bit off to our lower left, right about where the Korhoff HP token, or maybe not. She's going over there right now, so we can see Silent Ambassador going to be decked out in a pink gear, whereas Clinton is going to bring Dark Vigilante. But enough of that. We're going to start off. Akuti is going to move into the field. GrayGhost will start a worship action, summoning the token down. Going to attack one minion and delete another minion using Akuti's Retribution ability. Whenever Akuti resolves the attack action, an adjacent minion is able to be flipped against. So there we go. We see the flip kill for the minion from Akuti's attack, and now the Retribution kill on the other minion. There it is.
And when the outsiders are activated later, we can go over what they do in a little more detail.
Yeah, we'll save that for whenever they actually do show up on the field. Now, interesting that Akuti does come out first here, as she is a little bit more on the squishier side, even with that projected illusion. If Hogasai decides to come out first, although knowing Clinton, I expect that Yami is going to show up. Yami is going to move towards the center, potentially deal with a minion from a quick shot, or if there's a move, okay, we're just going to run through the minion in this situation. We're going to worship onto either Kenwi or Akuti, and then we're going to skirmish into the dome is my prediction. Let's see if I'm right. So we see the movement through the minion, flip against the minion, dead minion. 1 damage is all you need, so that's okay. Oh, he's got a Soul Scream. That could be useful later. Next up,
believe that Full Scream is his only 3-mana card in the deck other than Ultimates.
Okay. So we see a worship declared. So, of course, remember that when the worship action is declared as red, we no longer have to select our target until the action resolves. We are going to go after Akuti, it looks like. That makes sense. Because we can start working her down a lot easier than we can some of the other heroes. So she is now marked. Going to take 2 damage as a result of that attack there. She does not have armor reduction right now. She is gaining +1 from her illusion presence. She is not within 3 of Hokusai, so that will protect a little bit. Now I believe the final action is going to be the skirmish, flip against Akuti, and slide into his dome in the hex that is right above the cover hex. There it is, +2 on the flip, so 1 damage to Akuti, and we fly into the dome. Oh, my God, it's almost like I knew what was going to happen.
It's weird because you're usually wrong about these things.
It's true. However, as I like to say, a blind squirrel does find a nut eventually. So, take the shotgun approach, keep shooting, and eventually we're going to hit something. Now, as for what GrayGhost is going to do, I have no idea.
Well, at least you're willing to admit it.
Hey, listen, man, I am the first to admit that I can be wrong all the time. Now, is Clinton running some Skytear discharges? I have to assume with 2 mages, the answer is yes somewhere.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I would be surprised if he isn't. I know he is a big fan of that card.
Yeah, he does have 3 Skytear discharges in his deck. So, Shafathi is going to activate, it looks like. Worshipping Shafathi, putting the illusion in the cover hex. Okay. So we're going to move into the dome, and then I assume do a lead action in order to assert dominance. The Silent Ambassador will activate before the Dark Vigilante, so that is very important, as the Silent Ambassador with her Wormhole ability, which again we'll talk a little bit more about how the abilities work when the heroes spawn, will allow for GrayGhost to reposition heroes such that it is less advantageous for the Dark Vigilante to just simply walk up and stab somebody to death. And so now Clinton has to make the choice, does Cytheru go or Hokusai? I assume that Hokusai is going to go, probably going to make his way towards the center, potentially doing some damage to Akuti with a worship, or he may just go and work to solidify control of the dome. My guess is he's going to go for Akuti, though, because even if Kenweed tries to challenge Yami, then Cytheru can just come in and start wailing on Kenweed and lead to...
My experience with Clinton, he likes to focus down one hero at a time.
Yes.
So he's already gone after Akuti a little bit, so I think it's pretty likely that he just keeps going after Akuti.
Sure. With the current state of the board, it looks like we could do a move action. We could attack the minion or the illusion. I don't really think we would want to waste it on the illusion, because if you attack the minion, you can potentially force a draw in lane 1 and then worship onto Akuti to negate the worship armor from her illusion, and then that would set up very nicely for the Dark Vigilante. If Akuti is still within range, and we've crashed. Uh-oh.
Oh, was that not just me?
That was not just you. No, that was a full-blown crash. So,
wow, I thought that was just me.
Nope, that was a full-blown crash. So hopefully we've saved the game there. Luckily, the TTS does come with a autosave update. So in theory, we shouldn't have to backtrack too much. Possibly at most an action or 2. So we'll just wait a little bit to get that game to reload. Although it does look like there's the Skytear's Outsider Finals. With the Milky Way background. Ricardo, you may have forgotten to change the name. Skytear Outsiders Finals happened like 6 months ago at this point, sir.
Yeah. There are 2 of 10 people in there. I'm assuming the other one is Giacomo, so we can probably just blame him for that, right?
That's fair. That sounds fair. My moratorium for blaming Giacomo is long past expired. So, therefore, as a result, we are going to blame this on Giacomo. While we have a moment here to... we're going to adjust the audio because apparently people are saying that yours is low, so I'm going to boost you up a little bit and see if that adjusts things.
Test 1 2 1 2.
So while we're waiting, Brandy, I have adjusted Ryan's volume. If you would kindly let us know if that is any better, or anyone else who's watching really, then that would be greatly appreciated, since we do have a few minutes while the game resets or we reload the game here. Again, of course, we do apologize for the delay here. TTS having a couple issues. Clinton was having some issues with TTS before the game, and it looks like that GrayGhost is having some issues with TTS during the game. So while we
Alternatively, I could just start yelling, and maybe the people will just be able to hear me better.
That would also be an option. I would caution you against that, as that could put strain on your vocal cords. And
Yeah, you care.
I care in so much as then that would inconvenience me, because I would have to solo cast, since barely anybody else joins me on these commentary trips. So really, it's from a point of self-preservation.
And now is the perfect opportunity to advertise for more people to be willing to stream and commentate.
Yes, we are always looking for new volunteers willing to join us on the cast. More insight, more points of view, more personalities are always welcome. We will be happy to teach you the ropes of streaming. It's not particularly difficult, and then all you need is some knowledge of the game, and you're good to go.
Or also, you don't really need to have that much knowledge of the game. You could always just make it up as you go.
That's also true. You can definitely just BS your way through things for a while, and then unless you're commentating with certain people who will happily just call you out on stream, then you will just manage to dice your way through the game and learn as you go. Also an option. Meanwhile, speaking of advertising, let's advertise a couple of the events that we have going on. There aren't a whole lot of things going on, but do remember that Bugger Lugs is currently running a painting contest. The entry deadline for that is November 30th, so you still have plenty of time, given that today is the 1st. You can submit 2 entries for that. You can submit one in the Discord painting channel, as well as one on the BoardGameGeeks.com website page. Please see the newsletter, or you can just simply PM Buggerlugs if you need more details on that. We also have the next... actually, we should make this plug since we're both part of this. Outsiders Only will be dropping a little bit earlier this week. We will be putting it out on Tuesday, as we have a very, very special treat involved for you. The reveal of one of the new heroes. We also have a very special guest, but honestly, we've talked with Pythoner a lot. I'm more excited about the hero. Sorry,
yeah,
Pythoner.
We haven't talked with the hero before.
It's true.
Unless you consider Pythoner our hero.
I mean, Pythoner is a hero in my mind for what he did during the qualifier match. So I guess in that sense, he is a hero. All right, I'm going to stop with the crap stabbing. We're loading back into the game, which means it's time to rock and roll here. Give me just a moment if we can reorient our camera here. I believe I had Clinton at top and GrayGhost at the bottom, so I just need to reorient like so.
So yes, but as Commander was saying, Pythoner, we'll be talking to Pythoner about his qualifier win from the October qualifier.
Yes.
And also about his experiences with the Suicide Squad deck that he and I both pilot.
Yes. Also, we apologize. Due to the way that TTS works, if you don't reload it in a specific way, whenever the game crashes like this, the overlay gets a little bit messed up. So, as you can see right now, there are 6 victory tokens on double kill for both players, which is not possible. And the HP bars have kind of disabled themselves. So we will do a job of keeping track of the individual heroes. There's not really anything we can do to fix that from our perspective. It revolves around the Game Master whenever they load into the game. So unfortunately, the heroes are their HPs are disabled, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm working on trying to get the HUD up a little bit, at least back to how it was.
Okay.
I'm not sure how much I'll be able to recover of it.
Sure. Well, do the best you can. Okay, there we go. We've at least got all the pictures back. So that's
yeah,
something.
looks like the HPs aren't gonna gonna get back. But
Yeah.
we got the. Do we want to just get rid of the overlay at this point? I feel like that might just cause more issues. We keep the HUD, but get rid of the overlay.
Sure. Why not? We'll just do that.
Although we're really losing at this point is the 2 victory conditions, but we can kind of see those anyway, and it's
true. All right, so meanwhile, some action that took place there. We did see Shafathi finished off with the lead. Hogasai did respond, went into the dome with a lead action as well, I assume. Not sure what else he did. Looks like a move, skirmish, and a lead. So now Kenwi is going to go ahead and activate. She will use a move action, and so Clinton likes this because now if Kenwi declares a skirmish, okay, Kenwi is going to use the Skytear Flux first. So
presence. My guess is presence.
Okay. So my guess is Clinton is about to respond with a Skytear Discharge because Kenwi is about to move into the dome, or if Kenwi stays put, then lane 1 is going to slam right against Clinton's tower. So Kenwi does play the presence, as you called it. Going to go ahead now, take a peek at 2 cards in the deck. Presence gives you +1 control value for the hero that you play and allows you to predict 2 cards. So, GrayGhost is going to look at the next 2 cards in the deck, decide, do I want to keep them or do I want to discard them? So probably looking for a 3-mana card on top. Looks like we're going to discard a dodge card and then keep the other one, I believe. And so now Kenwi's second action, she's only done one thing, will likely either be the lead or a skirmish. So I suspect we're either going to see a skirmish into the dome and a lead, or we're going to see a lead in the lane and a worship to get her illusion onto the field.
Now, the as you might be aware, the presence is a 2-mana card.
Yep.
But because he was able to use that this turn because of the Skytear Flux, which allows you to decrease the next non-ultimate power card you play, the mana cost by 1 less.
Okay, so Skytear is playing Skytear Discharge, which means that Kenwi is going to try and make a contest for Dome number 3. So in this situation, even if Skytear goes in there, at best, this will be a 3-3 tie. However, as it stands, Kenwi is going to take a fair amount of damage. I don't think that we're going to be able to see a kill at this point. Kenwi does have 16 hit points. She has more than that. She has 18 hit points because she is a warrior class. So we're going to skirmish in there. Discharge will go off.
After the skirmish finishes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So we're going to skirmish 1 against Yami. Yami has armor, so no damage net overall. Skytear Discharge now goes off. So 5 damage piercing. So Kenwi down to 13 hit points at this point. So now Skytear is going to move, attack, and probably skirmish as a result. Oh, wait a minute. Are there 2 discharges on the stack here, or did Clinton just pick up the card and...
He just moved it. There was just the one.
Okay, because I saw it said Skytear played discharge, Yami played discharge, Skytear played discharge, so I didn't see that. All right, so there we go. Skytear is going to move into the dome, attack Kenwi, and then I assume either worship or skirmish against Kenwi. If Clinton has some power cards, he might go for a worship just to do... Oh, and another +3! All right, so we're going to have a tied dome here, but Kenwi is not going to be in good shape going into round number 2.
How does that make you feel, Commander, about Kenwi getting hurt for a lot?
Elated. I have a great joke lined up for when she dies that I've been trying to use for 5 months, but have never had the chance to do so. So Clinton has taken 2 actions. Final action, I think, again, as I mentioned, does depend on whether Clinton wants to start channeling some direct damage cards. He may also just worship here to set up for round 2. Okay, or we're just going to play Shattermind. So Shattermind is just going to deal direct damage, except Kenwi's going to block it with the Psychic Shield. So Shattermind is a very simple, straightforward card. It deals 3 damage. Psychic Shield, also a straightforward card. It blocks 5 damage from power cards. So net of result, nothing there. Oh my god, Clinton with the flips. So Kenwi to 4 HP. So Kenwi is certainly dead next round, based on whomever activates.
Actually, I think Kenwi could be dead from the Dark Vigilante.
No, because right now Kenwi has a lead from deck, so I'm assuming that that's a 3 because it was predicted. So it's going to be a 5-5 draw. No Dark Vigilante will spawn.
Unless Clinton led with a 3, then he has 6 because he has 3 heroes there.
Oh, you're right. Okay, that's a good point. That's fair. Okay, so yeah, so in that case, that would be 6-5. Yep, never mind, you're right. This is why we have 2 people on the booth, because some of us haven't finished our morning coffee. Which mine is now cold. Ugh. All right, I might have been better off not doing that. So, lane 1 resolves. In this situation here, Clinton does lose lane 1 by a couple points. That's okay. 2 points means that the token will go 2 towards him. No damage to the tower, as the control token cannot damage in round 1 unless it was moved by a trample. We will respawn minions, which are not tinted yellow. That's going to annoy me, but I'm probably too lazy to bother fixing that. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's better. Respawn 2 minions. This minion over here needs to be moved. Nope, never mind.
No, it doesn't.
Nope.
No, you're not. You're wrong.
I am wrong. Ignore me. Never mind. That's within 3. Nope, can't do math. So those minions are all perfectly fine. They are within 3 there. So let's take some looks. So Shafathi did lead from a 3. That will give him control of Dome 2. And as we mentioned, Clinton does get control of Dome number 3 for the Dark Vigilante from a, we assume, 6-5 lead. We'll go ahead and... Oh, no!
He led with the 2.
So that is a tie. It is 5-5. Oh, no! That is highly unfortunate. So, Kenwee will survive to round 2, but she dies as soon as someone activates.
I did mention before that Clinton only has 1 non-ultimate 3 in his deck, and we saw the Kneel Before Me flip there as well as the Soul Scream, so he only actually had 3 left.
Yes.
So 2 was probably the best he could do, so that worked out very well for GrayGhost.
Indeed. So let's take a look at the Silent Ambassador's abilities here. So, the Silent Ambassador must spawn adjacent to her dome's perimeter. It could be on either side, doesn't make a difference. And 3 abilities. Wormhole, which I alluded to earlier, allows you to swap a target hero with any other target hero's position within 4 hexes. So this one's a little bit different. Generally, the standard is 3 hexes. Silent Ambassador does 4. The next one, Farsight, very straightforward, just predict 2, similar to the Presence's effect. The third one is probably one of the best reasons to bring the Silent Ambassador, is the Stone Storm. You get to drop a nice little 2x2 AoE that deals 1+ the flip and applies slow to every enemy hit. In addition, Silent Ambassador does deal 3 ranged damage on the attack, so very useful in a situation where you're going for a kill-based objective. So the Silent Ambassador has done her move, gotten herself a little bit closer into the battlefield. I'm not sure what we do here, because Kenwee's in trouble, but you don't want a Wormhole Akuti in there. That would seem to be suicidal for Akuti. So we are pinging down on the Silent Ambassador. I assume we're using one of the special abilities. Hopefully at some point one of the updates we can get is just a special button. Okay, there we go. So we're going to use the Stone Storm. GrayGhost marking it. So both Satheru and Hokusai are about to take 1+ and be slowed.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Oh,
wait a minute. Wait. Isn't that a target hex? Oh, no, it's just placed within 2. So that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was checking. I was like, wait a minute. Can that happen? The answer is yes, it can.
It can, yes, because it is not placed within target. So, Satheru takes the damage there from the flip down to 11, and Hokusai takes 1 damage down to 16. Final action is going to be, I assume, the predict, due to not having any valid targets other than minions, and it kind of feels bad to waste an attack. Although, I guess, given that GrayGhost does have a strong point in lane, and Clinton seems dead set on focusing down some heroes, lane pressure wouldn't be a bad response. But it looks like we are going to go with the prediction. Clean up our base here and head into round 2. So, with the state of the board, Ryan, what is your assessment on who has an advantage here? Clinton has the advantage on potentially killing heroes. GrayGhost has the lane control advantage. Okay, well, never mind. We'll ask about that later, because right now we're getting an attack action. Kenwee is going to go and attack Yami. Looks like, so that's going to deal 3 + 0 or 2 damage. Yami down to 16 hit points.
Did we see a move first?
We did not. Now we see the move. The move attack thing, that was left over from the Silent Ambassador, I think. So right now Kenwi has
I think the attack. I think the attack was
Kenwi, yeah.
from Kenwi.
Yes.
Yeah, attack move.
Yes, and that GrayGhost forgot to clear his actions from the last round, so Kenwi has moved and attacked, and now we're just going to worship. And this makes sense, because this is what makes Kenwi obnoxious, is her worshiping ability. Her illusion allows her to be not targeted by attacks whenever she's adjacent to her illusion, and projected heroes are able to move whenever they lose HP. So if I'm Hokusai, I worship right here. If I'm Clinton, I think I worship here, blast Kenwi, and then regardless of where she moves, kind of skirmish after her, because she'll be marked. And so even if she survives the worship, which is likely given that she has 4 HP, Clinton would need to hit a +3 on the flip. You can just chase her down with a skirmish.
Yeah, and what are the odds he hits another +3 on a flip, right?
Yeah, he would have to hit one of his ultimates or the last Psychic Shield. As we've seen 2 Psychic Shields and an ultimate, so statistically it is still possible, but unlikely at this stage.
Looks like we're seeing Setharu activate, though.
Okay, this also works. Okay, so Akuti plays Nourish. Yep, GrayGhost knows that Kenwi is going to be most likely the target of Setharu's ire here.
Ooh.
However, Kenwi to 7.
One thing I mentioned before the game, by the way, I mentioned that Kenwi has Snowblinds in her deck. She can hit 2 different heroes with a Snowblind.
Yes.
From that position.
It's true. However, it looks like she doesn't have it, or she would have reacted there with it as... Oh, no, that's right. That's during the resolve of the skirmish. So now, Kenwi down to 5. So, Setharu is not able to attack Kenwi as it stands. He could opt to attack the illusion in this case, which would prevent her from running away as he continues the assault. It is round 2, so if Clinton does have a double Shattermind available, this could still spell the... Yep, there we go. We're going to get rid of that illusion because that illusion allows both Akuti and Kenwi to flee. So there's the Shattermind on the flip. That means we're not going to see another double Shattermind play here. So that's 2 actions there. We have skirmished. We have attacked. The last action for Clinton may be a worship action in order to get his illusion out onto the field, allowing +1 on any future power card plays. Or we may see a lead action. As we did mention, GrayGhost is applying significant amount of pressure to the lane. Clinton may just want to use that to help stabilize a little bit.
You know, I think I would have... I think with the Sun Ambassador, I think I would have swapped the Sun Ambassador with Kenwi and then ran Kenwi into Dome 2.
Yeah, that would have made it much more difficult, if not impossible, to chase down. So Clinton is going to finish off with a worship action. That makes sense. Bring out Setharu's illusion. Now, will he end the turn by using some spells against Kenwi, or are we just going to keep that there for future plays?
Now, one other thing about Silent Ambassador, it's, in my opinion, one of the best outsiders for the Ashen Pass map, but it's also
absolutely
not necessarily the most intuitive to play. There's especially that wormhole ability. There's a lot of different things that aren't as easy to see. And one thing I should mention that GrayGhost told us before the game was this is his first time using the Silent Ambassador.
Yes.
So I'm sure he would be the first to admit that he might not be making the most optimal plays with it.
Indeed. Well, speaking of optimal plays, let's see what Akuti does here to optimize her plays. She's going to go ahead and move. Interesting. We're going to move her right into the fray, which is perfectly fine. And so after this, as a result, we're going to worship. So we're going to move the illusion token. Get that closer there. I assume we're going to get rid of both of Clinton's minions. We move the illusion token there next to the minion on the control token. We attack the far minion, allow the retribution to flip against the minion on the token. Clinton has absolutely no minions and all of a sudden is threatened by a Nexus destruction. Now, of course, Kenwi has already activated, which means if Kenwi goes down, then the reserve hero, Habarat, will spawn in exhausted and be unable to influence any control zones. Alright, so Clinton now has absolutely no minions. And he passes for his last action? That doesn't make any... I don't know why you get that. That was 3 actions. Must have just been a click. Alright. So that was Akuti's activation. So now, who goes next? I assume you can probably send Hokusai into the battlefield, or Yami. You could kill off Kenwi here, Someone is going. It looks... Who did he activate? He didn't circle somebody. Clinton is worshipping. That still doesn't tell us anything because both heroes could be targeted. Kenwee is going to play Snowblind, however. There it comes. Now, Snowblind is going to be semi-effective here. It depends. Does Clinton have any clear minds? It does not look like that is the case. He does have Time Glitch, however, so I'm not sure who's activating yet because he didn't use the thing. All right, so flip. Okay, so it looks like... Oh, yeah, because Yami hasn't been repositioned, so Hokusai is activating. Kenwee down to 2 HP. Hokusai down to 13 hit points as a result of 3 damage from Hokusai's Purifying Flame. So now you can skirmish and then attack Kenwee. She will end up dying from both a skirmish and an attack. Or you could potentially move if you wanted to get in position. I'm not sure why you'd want to waste a move because a skirmish gets you within line of sight of the control token. Sathero may also just have a migraine that could just blow Kenwee up right now.
So one thing we did see GrayGhost do was he had the Nourish, and Kenwee close to dying. Usually you want to use the mana up on the hero that is close to dying, but he used it on Akuti, and the reason for that was because he had the Snowblind he wanted to cast later.
Yep.
So one thing that is very important to do is to kind of plan these things ahead. If you know you're wanting to use a card later, make sure use the mana in different places so you can use your mana most efficiently.
Yep. So Kenwee does get skirmished against, 2 damage on the or +2 on the flip. Okay, yeah, Kenwee actually does have 1 armor. GrayGhost is correct because the Hokusai armor melts 1 armor, but Akuti's illusion provides armor to anybody within range 3. And so 1 damage. Okay, there's a 5 damage attack. So that's cut in half. Kenwee is now dead. Oh my God! They killed Kenwee! You bastards! So Kenwee goes off the field now. Thank you. I appreciate you getting the South Park reference. So Kenwee is off the field. Everyone is now happy as Habrat comes into the field. Habrat is one of the more aggressive heroes in tier line with Akimo when it comes to gunning people down. Although he uses swords, so I guess it would be cutting people down. But that's anyways beside the point. Clinton will draw 2 cards as a result of killing Kenwee and also significantly release the pressure against his dome, as not only is Habrat unable to do anything against the control tokens in any position, Akuti has already used 1 mana from her Nourish, which means that, well, she already activated, so she wouldn't be able to play Presence anyway. So Shafathi being the last person, we will see, does GrayGhost opt to go for an all-in dive against the tower? That seems kind of foolish, because if we bring Yami in here, we lead, and then everyone's a sitting duck in the next round, and Clinton doesn't die anyways.
Yeah, I think Shafathi is just going to hang in that dome there.
Yes.
Maybe move up closer to the action, but still stay in the dome.
So interestingly enough, Shafathi does have that illusion hanging out there, so I don't know if we want to skirmish and teleport over there for Shafathi shenanigans.
Ooh, that'd be a nice play. He can go to the other dome.
Right. Well, let's see what happens. So we're going to move.
The move doesn't make a lot of sense then, because you want to skirmish and then move into that dome.
Correct. And now we're going to Okay. He's definitely not going to teleport. I actually would have loved the play
of going for the other dome, especially when you saw how Clinton led last turn. You can just take dome 3 and prevent him from getting the dome.
Indeed. All right, so here's what we have. A lead from the hand. So right now, Clinton is facing down, let me see here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 as a result. So Yami is going to activate. Yami will worship onto Akuti. This makes perfect sense. The worship mark will now burn away the armor, so Akuti has 0 armor. 3 damage on the flip brings Akuti down to 10 hit points. I don't think you... Well, actually, Yami only has 1 armor, or 1 mana left. Oh, they never advanced the tracker. That's why they all have 1 mana on the board. And also the other is broken.
It's because,
So Yami and Sathera both have 2 armor. It is actually possible that we just kill Akuti here. However, that would be a 9-6, a 9-3 lead here. and that means that Clinton loses the game. So Yami has to do minion control here. So Worship attacks a minion, kills a minion. I assume you lead here then, because otherwise your tower is going to go kaboom.
Yep. Now, this is actually a very rough position for Clinton because he does not have many 3s. If he doesn't have a 2 here, he's forced to lead with a 1.
Yes.
Which
still loses in the game.
What is it? That's would be, if he leads with a 1, that would be 8-4. So he would survive with 1 left, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
The question is, does he want to take his chance and lead from deck? We know Clinton has had some bad luck leading from hand and hitting 0s in the past.
Boy, is that the understatement of the day.
He also could just decide to move over a minion, kill the minion, and then not have to worry about what the lead is. Which, if he only has a 1, that might be the correct play.
Right. So that would reduce the lead to 7 to
3.
7 to 3. Yep. Excuse me. And so you would survive with 1 hit point on your tower left. Clinton does not have any quick shot cards, so the option to potentially move through the minion that is diagonally lower left from Akuti and then quick shot the other one is not on the table. Although you could use a Migraine.
Well, use a Nightmares Incarnate on a minion.
Nightmares Incarnate, excuse me. Yeah, not Migraine. Yeah, Nightmares Incarnates could be cast here. No, they could be used to delete 2 of the minions, Scytheru. And, okay, so we're going to see a lead action here from Yami. That makes perfect sense.
He did go from a hand, not going to take the chance with the 0.
Yep, makes sense there. And then I assume we do any end of round plays here. I'm surprised we don't see any Nightmares Incarnates coming out here. I realize that Clinton probably wants to save those for some killing, but you can't kill minions if your tower explodes. Now with this situation, okay, there we go. So now we see that, but we are indeed going to go after Akuti with the Nightmares Incarnate. So we're just going to deal straight up 4 damage to Akuti. And Akuti's going to say, no, we're not.
Psychic Shield.
Shield.
I've seen that card be so dead in hand so many times, but it has really been pulling its weight in this matchup.
Yes. So the problem here is this is one of the reasons we don't see Scytheru as much anymore. Psychic Shield very commonly used just for its +3 flipping power, but in this situation here, yellow team, Scytheru especially, favors dealing a lot of damage from direct mana or direct damage cards. And, well, Psychic Shield cancels that out. Psychic Shield has prevented, I think, a total of 8 or 7 damage this game. So let's go ahead and resolve. So we do see the lead tokens there, flipped, both 3s from Yami and Shafathi. Token does advance. The minions reposition themselves as they are out of line of sight. We will see Clinton take a little bit of damage to his tower, but like Elton John, he's still standing. And so we are going to be able to move into round 3 with a very, very good setup for Clinton, in my opinion. The minions are pressing against his tower. However, there are a lot of heroes that are easily going to be able to get cut down.
Don't necessarily agree with you. I actually think GrayGhost is in a very good position here with.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
All of those minions already, his tower, the next is already down to 3. I think they are both in very good positions in different ways.
Yes, that's fair.
I think the one thing that can really make a difference in this game is if Clinton has Hogosai's ultimate Supernova.
I was just about to mention that.
That would give Clinton a huge advantage. If he doesn't, though, I kind of would lean a little bit more towards GrayGhost. I can tell you from looking at the discard that Clinton has 3 ultimates in his discard. None of them are Supernova.
Excellent. And how many does he have in his deck? Can you take a look? I don't want to change the view camera.
Has 6 cards left in his deck and 6 in his hand. So he has a 50-50 chance of having it.
It's true. So yeah, if Hogosai does have the Supernova, obviously we get Scytheru to move himself out of the path there. Hogosai just runs to that hex in between Yami and the control token, casts Supernova, kaboom, and GrayGhost's hopes evaporate instantly. Well,
and
of the control.
While we're talking about ultimates, looking at GrayGhost discard, he has Shafathi's ultimate in his discard. card as the only ultimate discard. The other 3 are still left, but he also still has 12 cards left in his deck. 4 in hand, so 16 cards total left.
All right, so now that I think about it, I actually have to look up what Habarat's ultimate does because I have not seen him on the field. So Habarat, ultimate Blades of Lightning. When Habarat declares an attack action, deal 4+ a flip to all enemies adjacent to his illusion. So that can actually be... Okay, so we're going to start off. Akuti, speaking of ultimates, here comes Word of Nupton. So, Word of Nupton, heal each friendly hero in Akuti's line of sight by 3 HP, and then apply Disarm to each enemy hero within her illusion's line of sight, which unfortunately is 2 out of the 3 heroes. So Yami and Hokusai both will be disarmed. However, critically, Cytheru not disarmed because the illusion is not able to see him. He's hiding out in that cover hex.
Yeah, interesting that he didn't worship to move the illusion first. Because this is Akuti's activation here.
Indeed. So, Akuti will now activate and we'll see what she does as a result. So that was pretty essential there. That does heal up Akuti to 13 hit points, makes it a little bit more difficult to assassinate her. Still totally possible as we are moving into round 3, although we did see... Okay, there we go. So now Akuti is going to go ahead and... she can't play Nourish. You don't have enough mana for that, sir.
I got it.
Yep, I was going to say, you only have 3 mana. You cannot heal Akuti after casting her ultimate, as you already used the Flex earlier.
Oh, that was from the Doom. That was from the Doom.
Oh, the Doom come down. Okay, yes. So the Doom did come down there from... Why did we not get the Doom update? Okay, we must have been looking at the illusion there. So we did see that Yami played Doom.
I think the Doom was in response to the Word of Nupton.
Yes.
To prevent the heal on... to prevent Akuti's heal. The other heroes still heal.
And Shafathi didn't really have any damage done to him, so... All right, so...
Although, where is Akuti's HP right now? I don't see it.
It's at 13. Akuti's hit points are at 13, so I think they did heal her up.
Wasn't she at 10, though?
She was.
How did she get to 13, then, if there was a Doom?
That's a good question. Meanwhile, we do see the attack action to get rid of the minion. We are going to go ahead and skirmish. I'll let you get that taken care of. So Akuti is going to skirmish over. I assume she will probably flip against Yami. Or she may just be moving herself into a slightly better position.
Okay, so what happened was the Doom was on activation. So the ultimate was in response to the Doom.
Okay, so the Doom did come down before... Okay, so the Doom would not have resolved by the time of that. That makes sense. Okay, so...
Right, and that's also why he did that before moving the illusion. Because he didn't have a chance to.
That makes sense. Okay, so that explains pretty much everything. Good, okay. For some reason, I just missed the Yami playing Doom flashing up on my screen. All right, so in the meantime, we have a lead from the deck for Akuti. So it looks like GrayGhost is committing, realizes at this point the only way I win is by Nexus Destruction, or at least the easiest way that I win is by Nexus Destruction. And so, basically, this comes down to now, does Clinton have Supernova? If Clinton has Supernova, I think he's in good shape. If not, then I'm going to revise my earlier opinion and agree with your assessment that he is in big trouble. So, let's go ahead and see what the next activation here is. Clinton is up first. If Clinton has Supernova, I imagine that Cytheru activates first. Only due to the fact that Hokusai can't really get into an optimal position right now without using both the move and the skirmish. Whereas if Cytheru gets out of the way first, then you can simply just move Hokusai into the control hex, into the hex between the control hex and Yami, and then proceed to Supernova from there.
Yeah. Also, you could decide to go Hokusai last, go with Yami and Cytheru first.
That's true, yes, and then kind of do the surprise factor play there as a result.
Yep.
So we'll go ahead and take a look at what Clinton chooses. So we're in round 3 here, and this is one of the cases where every AP spent now starts to count. Both players can sense victory in their grasp in their own ways. As we mentioned, Clinton is setting up for Potentially some just easy kills, whether he wants to go for the Tamer or just win with total annihilation. That's, his choice there. As we mentioned, GrayGhost obviously looking at this from a Nexus Destruction victory, and right now it's looking pretty good. He's got 5 minions. Shafathi has led. Akuti has led from the deck. So we are looking... All right, so Clinton is going to go ahead and activate Hokusai. We are going to move, so it looks like we're going to move and then potentially skirmish if he has the ultimate. This will show if he's got the ultimate or not. If he does not, okay, so we're going to worship onto Akuti, I assume. Worshiping on Shafathi doesn't make any sense.
I would say at this point the odds of him having the ult in hand are fairly low, which I think means GrayGhost is in a very good position.
All right, so we see Nightmares. Well, that's one card that we know is not in hand, so 2 there. I think it's going to come down to if he skirmishes here. If he skirmishes and then moves to the center, then that would still indicate. Yep. Okay, so I think he does have the ult. I'm gonna say that he does have the ult because this way, Hokusai's ultimate will deal piercing damage to Akuti, in addition to the extra damage that we'll get from the worship and the skirmish.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So there we go. Okay, yeah, I'm almost positive. Yep. If you pick that up and you put that right above Yami, then that guarantees he's got. Yep. Supernova incoming.
Is it a reaction or an action? Woo!
Supernova is an action. If Supernova was a reaction, that would be OP. So, everybody, say your prayers as there are several minions that are about to get kaboomed into the afterlife. Goodbye! Okay, so Supernova deals 4 damage to everybody within 2 hexes, piercing damage to anybody that's marked. So right now, Akuti does have 1 armor from her illusion, but the mark not only removes that armor, but also guarantees that you do piercing damage, although if you have 0 armor, there's no real difference. Shafathi already has 0 armor. So in this case, Akuti down to 6, Shafathi down to 14, and a massive release of pressure for Clinton.
Is Shafathi marked?
It doesn't matter if Shafathi's marked, because you hit everybody within 2, and it's 4 damage, and Shafathi doesn't get armor. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. He would be projected, so Shafathi should be 15.
Right.
Yep, everyone's pinging. Shafathi armor. Yep, there we go. All right, so that makes up for our earlier Doom misfire. Not seeing the Doom. We did see the armor. So I guess there's a net of... We're equal. So actually, yeah. Oh, wait! The illusion would be destroyed. So the illusion would be destroyed, but since damage is all dealt simultaneously, Shafathi does get the armor for that instance.
Yeah, no, she does. When damage is dealt simultaneously, so the illusion is there
during the damage calculation.
Yes. The illusion also goes away now.
Yes, that is true, because it is damage to everything. Oh yeah, also the Silent Ambassador. Also the Silent Ambassador is within 2, so yes, there's a lot of damage going on there. Silent Ambassador to 15 HP. That was an awesome Supernova. Okay, so now, let's see what that does. So GrayGhost is now down to 2+ on the control hex. So my guess is in this situation, Habarat probably runs in... I assume in this case, you might want to start going for Cythera with Habarat, because it doesn't look like you're going to win through Nexus Victory anymore. All 3 heroes are there. Clinton will have the final activation, so he can very easily counter your lead with his own. So I think that Habarat is going to try and run down Cythera, which would be awesome.
I think that was a great play for Clinton. I think it might have been better for him to activate Hokusai last to make GrayGhost think he still could push Nexus, so he kept bringing all of his heroes in the center and pushed really hard before he did that.
So the only potential issue there is Shafathi may have activated and moved into that position to block that effect.
That is very true.
So, all right, meanwhile, Hokusai, not Hokusai, Habarat is going to move... Ooh, and a +3 against Cythera. Ooh. So we do see the move, the skirmish. Cythera down to 8. If Habarat's ultimate comes out, Cythera... Okay, so we are just going to attack there, bringing him down to 2. So now, within kill range, if there is a Shattermind or a other yellow direct damage card here coming out from GrayGhost, it doesn't look to be the case here.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that supernova hit 9 different enemies, right?
Let's see. 5
5 minions, 1 illusion, 1 outsider, and 2 heroes.
Correct. Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was a very strong supernova. And apologies for anyone watching. Sometimes the players are not actually remembering to move the action token. I've been trying to remember it sometimes, but have and grab it for them, but I have not necessarily gotten it every single time. In fact, I'm gonna go do that right now. Oh wait.
All right, so meanwhile, now Clinton is going to go ahead and activate. Cytheru is going to play Lifesteal. Okay, so we know it's not Final Judgment that's coming out. We did see Cytheru lead with, or somebody, Yami lead with that last round. But we do see some damage there on the flips. Akuti down to 4 HP now. And Cytheru playing the Shattermind. So Shattermind will deal 3+1 damage because of the illusion token. So Akuti now dies. That's going to further solidify Clinton's position here, as Akuti is now off the field. Hobrod is not within range of the control token. Doesn't add anything directly to the Tamer or double kill, but does continue making it easier to progress towards total annihilation. Remember, of course, that on the Ashen Pass there are 4 ways to win the game. Destroy your enemy's Nexus, destroy all your enemy heroes, and then have your Nexus alive by the end of the round, or fulfill either of the 2 victory condition cards. So in this stage, go ahead.
I was just thinking of something, and I don't remember if I wasn't paying attention enough before, but do you know if Hokusai was disarmed during his turn, right?
No, that was last turn. I think that was last turn.
From the Word of Nupton, right?
Yeah. He would have been in range from the Word of Nupton.
Did they remember to half the damage that Hokusai did on Akuti with the skirmish? I don't remember or not.
I can't remember that either, I'm afraid. Which would actually be relevant, given that she was...
It's too late.
Yeah, it's too late anyways. Yeah.
It is too late now, though. I just realized that now. I'm wondering if that was missed. I don't know if it was or not, so they might not have missed it.
Yeah. All right. So Cytheru going to finish off with the move action into the cover hex there. Low HP, but now that's going to guarantee control of the Dark Vigilante unless Shafathi decides to go after him. Which actually could potentially occur there. Shafathi could do a skirmish action, teleport over, and then proceed to... Yes. Okay, so Cytheru is going to be assassinated, and Dark Vigilante looks like he's going to come out for GrayGhost. So we're going to skirmish here. Potentially maybe going against Yami, and then we're going to swap so that we're right next to Cytheru. Is there a response to the skirmish, however?
So yeah, I think Clinton is in a very good position. As I said before, I think if Clinton has a super, he's in a very good position, and if he doesn't, GrayGhost was. It really did come down to that one card.
It did. All right, so also Michael was paying more attention than we did. So the only thing that matters was that it applied to a +1 skirmish, which would have rounded up to 1 anyway. So ultimately, did not make a difference. All right, meanwhile, speaking of which, we're going to see some assassination here. Shafathi is going to knife Cytheru in the back here after swapping. That's going to deal 4 damage piercing. Bye-bye, Cytheru. Cytheru has already activated, which means that Korjoff, Clinton's reserve hero, will come in exhausted. And we have seen the Featherstorm already, so not going to see any surprise reaction ultimates out of that. Although I'm not sure why you would really play that, except for the movement effect, as it only deals damage when Korjoff is shapeshifted. So Yami is going to... So someone playing Shattermind. Or no, we're just cleaning up, I think.
Yeah, they're just cleaning up. Okay. But thanks, by the way, Michael, for paying attention.
Yep, we appreciate you, Michael. All right, right, so as a result of that play, Cytheru is eliminated, and Shafathi does gain control of Dome 3 uncontested for the moment. Yami still has to activate. I did forget that Clinton was player 2. And so now, I mean, Clinton usually, I've seen Clinton go first a number of the games, so it's kind of like one of those default assumptions. So Yami is disarmed. However, she can worship and flip herself over top of Hokusai to get into the dome. Proceed to do a lead action of any type will win the dome then, as long as Clinton leads with a +1. So if Clinton has a card in his hand he wants to throw away, given that he has 5 cards, I assume he should. And then be able to wrest control of the Dark Vigilante away from Shafathi. We'll see what the options are here. Yami is disarmed, so I don't really see a whole lot of damage. Okay, so we are going to play Time Glitch. So I guess we're just going to move after Shafathi. There's no reason to play Time Glitch otherwise, due to the fact that there are no minions, courtesy of Hokusai's Supernova from earlier. I guess we just want to simply chase down Shafathi. I assume move, attack, lead, or move, worship, lead. I guess probably worship lead would probably be more beneficial due to the disarm. And also just applying the mark. Although I guess Hokusai's mark doesn't really benefit against Shafathi. He already has 0 armor, so I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll
and with the Kuti dead, there's no additional armor coming from anywhere either.
Correct. And Habarat's illusion only provides pushing power and bonus attack to Habarat himself. So
I want to take this opportunity, by the way, to mention Michael, who we talked about before, who is paying attention, is going to be playing the winner of this game in the finals of the Clash.
Isn't this the round
we
of 8?
We will do everything we can to bring you that game whenever it is.
All right. So meanwhile,
so stay tuned to the Discord.
Yep. Meanwhile, we do see that Clinton is going to go ahead, worship against the Habarat there. We also did see that Habarat played Exhaustion, and so therefore did remove the fast from Yami in response. So that's why she didn't chase down Shafathi as we originally predicted. The fast was removed from the Exhaustion. And so now we see Korjov looks like... oh, no, I'm sorry, we're just moving Korjov, right? Korjov can't activate. So Control Token does advance back 3 back to the neutral position. Clinton very happy about that, because now it means that at a minimum, his tower cannot be threatened until turn 5. And given that the hero score is 3-2, with the heroes that are on the field, I don't see that game going till turn 3. Or excuse me, till turn 5. So with Yami leading from the hand, it doesn't really matter what it is. I assume it's going to be a +1. Yep, there we go. So that gives Yami control of Dome 3, 2-1. So the Dark Vigilante finally appears. Let's see what his abilities do. Dark Vigilante must spawn adjacent to a tower or a nexus. Dark Vigilante is all about modifying your skirmish abilities in various ways. So the Sever gives Dark Vigilante +1 skirmish damage and then takes a skirmish action. Skewer gives you piercing and then takes a skirmish action. Slash allows you to damage enemy minions. Normally skirmishes can only be used against heroes. Oh! +3 on the flip against the minion. Not what you want to see. And so, therefore, the next action I assume will be the Sever for a +1 skirmish damage, targeting Hokusai, so this is going to be 1 + 3. Okay. Alright, that you do want to see. So 3 damage to Habarat, bringing Habarat down to 7. And then I assume the attack action, this will do 4 damage, bringing him down to 3. So, Habarat just entered the field and is already down to 3 hit points. So, not in a good position. We saw Yami soften him up a little bit earlier with the skirmish and the worship actions from before. And so now Habarat is almost ready to make an exit. And if Habarat dies without killing somebody, then I don't fancy GrayGhost's chances, because I think at that point Clinton just wins by total annihilation.
I am inclined to agree with you there. Now, who does he target, though?
That's a good question.
Kordjoff is probably the one that's easiest to kill based on the fact that he has 0 armor, but
Yes.
he's also the easiest to get to, and Hobrat going in there is does not put Hobrat in the most ideal position.
Indeed.
Not
So
that
let's
is
see.
it is an ideal position.
Right. So the illusion
Also,
worship.
One thing I do want to point out, by the way, about something about this game.
We're going for Kordjoff, by the way.
I don't know if this was intentional or not on Clinton's part, but both of the heroes that died for GrayGhost are his 2 heroes that have access to blue runes, which means any blue card that GrayGhost has in hand is going to be uncastable for him.
Yes. All right, meanwhile...
So any Nourishes or Snowblinds or anything like that, or Presences are all going to be gone. So I don't know if that was intentional or not, or just the way it came out, but that's a very good thing for Clinton. And here we see Hobrat Blades of Lightning.
This is going to kill... This is potentially going to kill... Okay, Kordjoff, never mind. Kordjoff now bringing his own Psychic Shield to the match. So, as we mentioned, Blade of Lightning would deal 4+ a flip to all enemies adjacent to the illusion. Kordjoff will protect himself, because otherwise this could have potentially 100 to 0'd him with some good flips. So the Hobrat attack action is still going to significantly damage Kordjoff here. This is going to be 4 + 2 flips. We'll see how much damage we get on this. Although I guess first, according to how this works, I guess we should be flipping for Blades of Lightning first, because it says when Hobrat declares an attack action. Correct. So there's the +1 there. So this is going to be 5 damage. So Kordjoff will protect all of that damage using the Psychic Shield. Hobrat will damage Hokusai. Oh no, I accidentally hit spacebar. I apologize, everyone. Hokusai will take 3 damage as a result. But Hokusai is still at 8 HP. Not really going to care too much about that. So now we resolve the attack. This is going to be 2++, although there is a +3, so that could have, that will just deal 7 damage, bringing Kordjoff down to 7 HP from 14.
Yep.
So in addition to the other 5, that would have brought Kordjoff down to 2. Potentially could have killed him if there was a Shattermind in hand. But courtesy of the Psychic Shield, that's no longer going to happen.
You think he might be thinking about double kill here?
I mean, that is a possibility. Shafathi is a mage, which means that Hokusai's armor means diddly squat. So Kordjoff, massive amount of damage down to 7. 7. No, wait. 7. 14 minus 7. Gets us to 7.
No, it's 5.
It's +1. Yeah, you're right. I forgot the illusion. So the illusion effect also gives Hobrat +1, so it would bring him down to 6. So that was actually 8 damage. So yeah, so that would have brought Kordjoff to 1 HP had he not had the Psychic Shield out. Yep, that is correct. So that was actually a very good amount of damage. Double kill. Shafathi is going to have to do a lot of damage here. So with the illusion token being underneath the minions, you can't swap there without using a worship action. So let's see what happens here. Clinton is going to activate. I still think Clinton has this one in the bag, just due to the fact that Hobrat's dead here, because this worship action just needs... Yep, okay, dead Hobrat. So that is a dead Hobrat from the worship action, dealing 3 damage on the flip. And now Yami has 2 actions left. She can potentially move and attack Shafathi and just finally start working down the last hero. There's no way to threaten Nexus destruction for GrayGhost, so I think at this point it's just chasing down the last hero and winning by total annihilation.
I think if I'm GrayGhost here, I leave Shafathi in the dome here and try and oh, Yami going back.
Nope, Yami is coming for you, sir. The Reaper will take her due as she finally declares the final result there. An attack. That's going to deal 4 damage. Shafathi drops down to 11 hit points from 15. With both Korhoff and Hokusai yet to activate for Clinton, I don't see how Shafathi survives this.
I think he should worship to move the illusion into Dome 2 and then skirmish and swap over there, run away, try and get the outsider, and then try and get a tamer kill, and then maybe next activation kind of just try and stay alive and get set up for another tamer kill. I mean, He's not in a good position. I think that's his only out. I don't think he has the best chance in that way, but I think that's his...
Nope. We're going for the double kill. We're going for the double kill, or at least a kill. That's, to be fair...
He did shuffle recently. It's possible that he does have flashback in hand.
That is true. Hokusai is going to play Shield Slam against the illusion, however. Okay, so Shafathi was going to go for the assassination, but Hokusai says absolutely not. So now, Shafathi
I think that's game, honestly. Yeah. I think that's game.
Yeah, that at this point now is game, because you just can't do anything. You can skirmish against Yami, maybe run away. Korjov and Hokusai are coming for you like the police. And you're just going to it's just kind of waiting for your demise at that point.
I have a question for you.
I have an answer.
Have you ever seen somebody shield slam an illusion before now?
I have, once.
Okay.
Not to this great of an effect, but I have seen that once. So, Skytear Discharge, I guess we're going to guarantee that Shafathi stays in the dome. We do flip against Yami for 1 damage, piercing on the skirmish. Shafathi's final action, I assume, will be an attack. I mean, at this point, it doesn't really make too much of a difference.
Maybe a lead? No, I don't know.
I mean...
Maybe if he has a 3, I think he leads with a 3 based on the fact that Clinton doesn't have many 3s.
I mean, sure, but dead heroes can't lead. And there is absolutely no chance that Shafathi survives this.
He needs the outsider activate. Oh, he is leaving.
Okay, so that's going to be 2+ on the Skytear Discharge. So +2, so that's 4 damage to Shafathi. So Shafathi down to 7 hit points at this stage. GrayGhost is going to move. Okay, I guess he's just making it easier. I think he's resigned himself to his fate. No, he has not. He has not resigned himself to his fate. He has
to have something, right?
He has not resigned himself to his fate. He's got one final trick up his sleeve. Soul Scream is going to deal 4+ a flip here, piercing. That's not going to be enough, though. He needed a high flip there to kill off Korjov. Bringing Korjov down to 2. And Hokusai down to 4.
Yeah, but he actually, if it wasn't for that, if he had flipped better on both of the Blades of Lightning and the Soul Scream, that would have actually been a double kill there.
Yes. Yes, it would have.
He put the +0 on both of them. If they were both +2s, that would have been a double kill.
Yep. Okay, so now Korjov is going to say, you want to get into a shouting contest? Fine. I'll shout right back at you. So, Shafathi takes 5 damage from the Soul Scream coming out of Clinton's, and then Clinton's going to play the Shatter Mind. That's a dead Shafathi. Clinton's Nexus cannot be destroyed as a result, and so therefore this game is Clinton's via total annihilation. Good game to Clinton. Let's go ahead and talk with the players now.
Yeah, it would have kept you in the dome, but yeah, I probably should have, because you weren't going to probably kill Yami. So.
No, I had no hopes of really taking her down. I was just hoping for the double play on Korjov Hokusai. That was the whole goal.
Good game, gents. That was exciting.
Yeah, GrayGhost definitely. If he had flipped, he flipped a +0 on both the Blades of Lightning and the Soul Scream. If he had a +2 on both of those, that would have been a double kill.
Yep, that's what he was going for.
That was the goal.
Yeah, I mean, you played your outs.
Yep.
I also had another Skytear Discharge and a kneel before me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been good. Not for me, at least.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing was the you end up moving the projection where my Hokusai could shield slam it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right, but it's tough because you would have had to move. Like you didn't have it. You had to put it next to my guys, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Because he couldn't. He was out of movements by that point, or would have been.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I think my biggest mistake is I thought about playing Doom on Hokusai round 3, and I didn't. That Supernova came right in. I had the Doom. I'm like, should I? Bad. I went, nah, he can't do anything. I hope he doesn't have Dragon Punch. They use Supernova. I'm like, that's worse.
Yeah, yes, it is.
The Dragon Punch. Oh yeah, it is. It's Dragon Punch times 6, 5.
It was just Mega Dragon Punch.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
We did the math.
That's
and
rough.
9 people got hit by that supernova. That was absolutely devastating.
It was crazy.
5 minions, 2 heroes, an illusion, and an outsider.
And the great thing about it is I have psychic shields in my deck, so I could have healed for that much.
You mean psychic vampirism?
Vampirism. Yep.
Yeah, you could have.
Yeah.
That's
one of the big reasons why I like bringing him. He's a good, like, if you get to round 3 and you happen to have his ult, it can like really turn the tide big time.
Oh yeah, that's what we were saying. We're like, GrayGhost is like strangling Clinton right now, but if Clinton has supernova, then all that strangling pressure gets released immediately.
Yeah. No, he played well.
We were saying going into round 3, if Clinton has the supernova, I think he has the advantage here. If he doesn't, I think GrayGhost does.
Yeah, no, the turn 1 presence, of course, I kind of expected. That's why I put all my heroes over there. It's just tough to go against, especially when going against a blue. And I didn't draw any 3, so I hoped by leading with the 2 would make you fear going into the dome, so that I would win it. But you called my bluff.
I went in there. I'm like, well, if I go in there lead with 3, he needs another hero to win it, and then I win the lane. Yeah, that's kind of the thought process.
Yeah. So well, at least Clinton, you didn't lead with anything lower than a 2. Otherwise, you would have lost that as well.
Actually, I considered it. I had some other cards in my hand I thought about leading, but I had to respect that he might have challenged it in going into the dome.
Yeah, that worked out well for you. You didn't want to lose the dome after bringing all 3 heroes in there.
Correct. Yeah, I wanted to at least tie it.
That's never happened to you before, has it?
Oh, it's happened multiple times.
Oof.
So, no, but great job, GrayGhost. You did awesome, and like I said, I kept forgetting about your Shafathi teleportation techniques.
Oh yeah, it was a fun game. It was a fun game. Those +3s from Sethru right away were devastating.
Yeah, turn 1, I think I flipped, 2 3s or something.
You did like 14 damage to the Kanui. I'm like, Kanui never dies. What happened?
She didn't have her illusion to protect her.
Yeah.
No, she didn't.
That's why I had to do my burst damage like while I could target her, right?
Yeah.
Like I had to get whatever damage and stretch as much as I could to get that damage in.
Yep.
Yeah. It's they say in Star Wars, overconfidence is my weakness.
Yeah.
I can tell you that Commander really enjoyed seeing a dead Kenway.
It's true.
I like Kanui. She's one of my favorites.
She's good. Like I said, her illusion, if you don't take care of it, can
utterly obnoxious.
Can really do work.
Utterly obnoxious.
But you just gotta. That's why you gotta take the opportunity to kill the illusion.
Yep.
To try to prevent it. Even though I wasted like a mage attack on it, I think it opened up the door for me to be able to kill her.
Yes. Oh yeah. Because then she can be targeted by others' attacks, but more importantly, she can't move.
Yeah.
Which arguably I think is the strongest point of her projection is the move away on damage.
I don't think he ever did that once.
He did not, because you immediately blew up the illusion token.
Yeah.
He had the opportunity to once with Kenway, but I think he had wanted to stay where he was so that way he could hit 2 fears with the snowblind.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's true.
That's what happened. I wanted to stay there for the snowblind play.
That's fair.
Yeah, and we were also trying to figure out if the projection, I know you guys pinged us for the shield, but the projection also died during the Nova.
Yeah,
so we're trying to determine that, like, if we decide or if it all happens simultaneously.
It's simultaneous. It's simultaneous.
That's what we said, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we called it right.
Yeah. That's why Shafathi got the armor, because at the point of play, he would have had 1 armor.
Yeah.
It was a good game. So, very well played, GrayGhost. That was super exciting to watch. And Clinton, of course, congratulations, moving on to the next round.
Yep. Thank you.
So, as Ryan mentioned earlier, once we get that scheduled, we will let you guys know, and we will try to bring that to you guys live as well. But as for now, for myself, Clinton, GrayGhost... Ryan, you have something else to say? Sure, please go ahead.
One more thing. Also, the finals of the Europe Clash are going to be sometime this week too, and we'll try to bring that one to you as well.
Yes. We do care about our
and that
European
will be
brothers and sisters.
That will be between King of Jokes and Samuel Tron, I believe.
Excellent. That looks to be exciting. All right. Well, any other additional announcements? Anything else anyone would like to plug or make note of?
Outsiders Only coming on Tuesday this week
with special treats, and I guess Pythoner as a guest as well. It'll be very exciting. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us, and we'll see you on the next mission. Have a good